Jacob. Hey, wake up, Jacob. Got to wake up, Jacob.
Chant for the youth man them, yeah. Bring out the scriptures them, yeah. Sing out the scriptures them, yeah. Fling out the scriptures them. Deuteronomy 28 are the curse. See them never read them, bro. Only chosen people, holy.
Yes, go ahead.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of Yahawah. I saw the Most High sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Most High said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Most High and said, I will persuade him. And the Most High said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and shalt prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord had put a lion spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord had spoken evil concerning thee.
So here we seeing, give me Matthew also, Matthew chapter 4 and start at verse 7.
And I like you to explain that scripture, the brother just read, because
it's the same thing. We're going to the same thing again. We're coming back to it. Because it's the same thing just happened over and over again.
The book of Matthew chapter 4 and verse 1. Then was the Messiah led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
To be what?
Tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
Right, go ahead.
The Messiah answered unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt Yahawah thy power. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and sheweth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou...
And said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. And then Yahawashi said unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship Yahawah thy power, and thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. So what the brother read in 1 Kings, the devil also has assignments, and he goes and he's also puts a lying spirit in the mouth of prophets, the mouth of people, to tell them things, to make them get built up in the spirit that the Most High is talking to them. But the way the Most High talks to us is through the scriptures. Because we can dream whatever we want to dream, hear whatever voice we want in our head. That voice that we're hearing, and not is our own vain opinion, making ourselves wise and great men. And we must always filter. We must filter everything through the scriptures. No, everything has to go through the scriptures.
Listen to. I want you to bear witness of what I'm going to tell you.
Go ahead.
Now, we have to be careful how we bring scriptures to people in times and seasons, because all these scriptures was not written in the same day. different times and dispensation. Yes, it
Right.
has
So it came from,
reoccurred.
who did it come from though?
Let me finish what I'm saying. There are reoccurrent acts that is of similar nature that we have account of. So wherein now we need to be very careful how we present our sharing presently now. In the book of the Kings, which we're speaking about, we can also show that God has given the privilege, right? So that they could have get the person to change the layman talk, right?
No, he wanted to kill King Ahab. Is that he was bringing on King Ahab.
Now, listen to what I'm saying, based on what you said from before in the early part of the studies. You know that God, He is the creator of all things. He allows things. If He could change this, if He could change that, if He could change the other. Now, if it is that what you say based on early this morning, then we really cannot bring change to nothing. Everything that's supposed to happen will just happen.
That is correct. That's what we're saying.
So then our life should just be serve God, and whatever happens, just happen.
But where's the whole duty, man?
To serve, to please God. You understand?
Yeah, to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's the whole duty. Not to go and do what we want.
Now, the results, the end results of all this what we're doing here, because if we want people to really serve God and decision, it's supposed to come across in the way of love, right? It should come across in the way that here going on. You have a free choice now. How this works, because I can show it based on my life, how my life is, because we the light, we the living light, we are the living word, right?
So, yeah, but brother, if I tell somebody they could choose what way, and I'll be lying to them. They don't have a choice.
Well, exactly.
It's keeping commandments all day.
Right. So let me just deal with the reality. The wages of sin is death.
It's death.
Right? Death means all of us are dying. From the time we're born, we are dying. We are aging, and we will come to that point. The saving grace of God comes that men live on. Right? So
hold on. But is there such a thing known as the second death?
The second death? Well, boy, yes, there's to be honest with you, sometimes me and you can be talking right here, and one of we can be dead because of the fact we don't know nothing about what we've been talking about.
What is real? Let me help you real quick, right? Real quick. I was going to read this for you real quick. What's this? This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28, right? What's this? Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. It says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear Him who is able to destroy both soul and body." Second death. Because the flesh is what they kill, right? But there's one who is the creator. He can destroy both your spirit and your flesh. This is the second death he's talking about.
No,
right?
No, when he didn't, that scripture didn't say second death there. That scripture,
no.
Listen what I'm saying.
All right.
Listen what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Yes, you are very strong based on your opinion and based on your knowledge that you receive over time.
Hold on. Right there. Whole day, I have never given you my opinion yet.
Okay, if you say so.
All we giving you is Bible verse.
Now, the reason why you will look at it as opinion, what I giving you.
I didn't look at.
Listen what I'm saying. What I am sharing with you,
yes,
is reality, facts of life. When I say reality, facts of life,
in your opinion,
no, in my life. You see,
well, in your opinion,
no, it is not an opinion. It is a life true experience. That is not opinion.
For you,
okay, for you, it will be based on opinion. For one person, life testimony could never be our opinion.
Right.
A testimony could never be our opinion.
Wait this.
Okay, if you call it our opinion, sorry.
So wait.
That's good.
Yeah, well, carry on.
Our experience cannot be our opinion. Facts is facts. Our opinion cannot. Your experience could never be our opinion,
bro. Have people who went through the coup, and everybody had an experience, but it's the same thing they went through, but they all had different experiences. So in their opinion, their experience meant this. This person's experience meant that. That's in their opinion.
No. Again, you just say it and you cover it up. we don't go over that. You're getting back into the spiritual thing. Let me deal with the reality here of the spiritual work. And
let me deal with spiritual things.
I love to stay in that point because the love I have for fellow human being is real, right? And I'm not going to judge nobody. As once if God give me a word to share with somebody, I give them it straight, direct. I'm not hiding. I'm not putting water in it. I'm saying it as it is. Judge people are not going to be doing that, right?
So why you don't vote for Indians? If you don't judge them,
that is not a judge. That is a choice. I choose not.
You choose based on them being an Indian. You don't vote for them.
No, let me tell you why I choose that, and I will tell you when I don't know if my brother there from Caracu still. I went to Caracu.
His phone does give a lot of trouble.
Right. When I went to Caracu at the age of 17.
Oh, you're a Trinidadian local, but you just travel a lot.
And my grandfather is a Caracunian.
Right. Nice.
When I went there in those days, things was hard here, and I went to try to make a living. And when I traveled there and I went to Caracu, where it's mostly Afro people, a few might have a little restaurant by the beach or whatever, but the Afro people was well off. They own the hardware, they own the banks, they own everything.
Right.
When I get that experience going there within myself at the age of 19, 20, around there, to make myself somebody, you know, and not to fall under the dependence of, in those days, mostly Indian and Africans out here, and most of the business owners was East Indian people.
East Indian. Right.
I had made that vow based on my experience going to Caracu and what I have seen with my eyes, that we can do it ourselves.
That is correct. Go ahead.
And I came back with that direction to help myself and help who my own to develop, to be better people. So a lot of people may not see the same side that I see because they may not have the same experience that I had.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So that I tell people we are limited to what we know.
Right.
People are limited to what we know.
So I also travel a lot, right? And most countries have one type of race of people. It's only in order that they own everything. Like, for instance, Barbados. Barbados is predominantly Negroes, as we could say. They own almost everything, but of recently they will be selling out to the other Caucasian races and things. But predominantly, we say niggers, they own everything because that's the most you will see. When you go to St. Lucia, you will see the same thing. Grenada, you will see the same thing. Now come to Trinidad and Guyana, you will see a mixed race of people, like balancing like a half and half base, right? But when you look at the rivalry, now if we talk about Guyana and Trinidad, you'll find the other nation own more than we own because the curse is upon us. You understand? So when you go to these other countries, you will see a difference. Like, for instance, you go to the States. Who own most of the wealth of the States? The other nations. Regardless of what? They will just, like I want to use back Barbados now. Barbados predominantly owned by niggers. But guess what? Everybody else outside of the native come in there and open business and eventually going to earn the wealth of the country. So if you check the geographic from then, between you being 1920 to now, which is 47, and you go back there, you would see a vast change. You understand? Yeah.
I have traveled to Barbados a few times, well, you know, and he's right, but people have business, but when you look at the scale of the businesses, plenty of them little business, right? The major business is invested by the foreigners, but Barbados is a tourist country, and these wealthy people come in,
right? like I said, I have traveled. I live Barbados for 4 years, so that I only visit, I interact and integrate also with the people and know almost everything. 'Cause I was a contractor over there too. So I would know who own the hardwares, who own the real estate company, who own the golf course and so on. And like I said, of recent, the outsiders, as they may call them, come and they will be buying over all these big businesses. Like for instance, Germany was one of the biggest contractor services out in Barbados. Mojani actually, Mojani, the biggest contractor service. But that was by over by an Indian service now. The golf course on Sandy Lane was owned by a black man. He also sell that out. You understand?
Yes.
Also, we go on the West Coast going on to let's call it Spice Town. That was owned by our people, and we sell out. Now I'm gonna give you an example now. Guyana, right? It had our own street called Regent Street. There's all stores like in Trinidad, I Street. It have Henry Street. It have Charlotte Street. Just like in Guyana, all these streets was owned by we people. But of late, the last time I went down there, now it's owned by the Chinese and the Indians.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, Henry Street, Frederick Street, Charlotte Street. These was people was owned by us after after slavery was abolished, and all these things was owned by our people. But now it's owned by the Syrians and the Indians and the Chinese now integrating into the business too, right? And this is all because of the curses again. We shall be the tail, and they shall be the head. Right? And you can find it in the Deuteronomy 28. Right? So we
So you believe it's a curse?
I don't
Is that scriptural curse that going on again?
Believe it's a curse. I know it's a curse. God does well verify who we are, the children of Israel, by these curses. Right? So when we go into the book of Deuteronomy 28, we will see this. I'm gonna just bring out two of you, man.
Let me go into it.
Right. You missed Deuteronomy 28, and we can start with verse 41. Obadiah, you there?
Yeah.
Right. Let me go into it, and we see if this is the truth.
15.
Yes, I'll have
No, I want to be positive, then we can go back here, right? Give me for the tree. Because remember we talking about we people and the other nation, right? And for instance, brother, we have 18 nations of people on the face of the earth, right? If we had a racial ladder, where would you put the so-called black man, at the top or the bottom? Right now in society.
We are the least racial people because we accept
No,
everybody.
when I say racial ladder, I'm talking about the economic wise. Why? Who at the top and who at the bottom?
You asked me that question, right? And here what came to me. He says that we in the other people lands are at the bottom, but if we go back to our homeland, we are on the top. We have the most of the wealth. They buy all the gold, they buy everything from us, they come to us. Because these major countries like Africa and things, if you really go and do our research on it, they have some of the biggest, largest wealth resources, everything that resources. So we are, and I'm glad you asked that question. Based on where we are located,
Right, finish your point.
Right.
Finish your point. I want to share something different.
Right? Geographically, where we are in that position based on what they make us to believe. Again, the reason I draw my testimony is based on what we had believed and what I have seen that we don't need to believe. But what happened to us? And I draw this illustration to my friends and them. I say, listen to me. We sell out because they build a nice fancy house in La Hoqueta back in the days. A set of houses, one on top of each other, not understanding the value of with land. Find it was hard work, so we mothers getting to be doctor, nurses, whatever. Sold out our asset, which is our land, to look good. And now when the world keep on developing now, you come like you're in an overpopulated area. Right? You're feeling like you're being chastised or whatever the case is, because we have placed ourselves there because we lost of our eye, the greed for what other people have, the image that we want instead of having a spiritual relationship. Right? That is our downfall, the choices we make. Africa is wealthy. Most of these countries wealthy. The Spanish countries wealthy.
Well, anyway,
They're breaking up.
I just want to get to this fastly as possible because, as my brother say, you really have the Christian spirit in you, because a lot of Christians believe in this testimony that they always try to give. And there's been a lot of testimony. Well, anyway, to say, the most I say, every land that we tread upon is our land. But look at this. Somebody give me Galatians chapter 4 and verse 26. And then we get him back into these curses. Obadiah, give me Galatians 4 and 26 now, please. BahaSham.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So Jerusalem, which is free, is the mother of us all, which is above. So Jerusalem is our motherland, and not Africa, as the teachers in the West Indies read a book, right? And we are not African according to the scriptures, right? We are Israelites. But anyway, I want to get back into the courses, and I did ask you on a standpoint of economics, which part of a ladder would you base the so-called black man, at the bottom or at the top? And not a long testimony, yeah?
No, I being real with you, right? Based on the where we are now, I will place us, the Afro people, at the bottom. But if I go to where we origin from, we on the top. I'm being real.
Cool. No, I just want to deal with the courses. If we go to the place of origin, they will see Africa, but we're not the original from Africa. So that's going to clear us into a different dialogue.
Salakia, real quick.
Right?
In the country of what they call our origin, Africa, the so-called black man is not on the top.
That's right.
Also,
why do people in Ivory Coast, hold on, why do people in Ivory Coast speak French, and the majority of the countries in Africa speak French? Because they were colonized.
Okay.
They colonized because after the English and the French and the British leave, the Chinese come in, and they're running Africa right now.
Hey, let me share something with you all, my brothers. You know, because we will always fight over a losing battle about our race and location or whatever. I will share this one thing with you and leave it as this. Do you know that a lot of the names, listen again, a lot of the name that they have given different island is not the original island or the location of the name given in the scriptures? Do you know that?
We know this, that names that colonizers give to us is not all the original name of the country. Even to Trinidad and Tobago, and all these things, we know it wasn't the original. Because the natives call it Kahiri or Kahiri or something.
Ahiri.
So they can call it. So after tobacco is different, right?
Okay.
So we know this, right?
But the point I'm trying to get is
talking about in the Bible. They're talking about.
Do you know that?
They're talking about places like Jerusalem, but they call Jerusalem today.
Right.
Yes.
That is not where that's not where true Jerusalem is.
Right.
It is not.
Exactly. But why would they do that?
Be careful. Why to confuse us?
Why do you want to confuse us?
Okay, remember we have this period they call the Dark Ages, right? The Dark Ages was to get rid of all the history knowledge of. I put that all the nation. I just using the word. No, right? During
the Dark Ages is when we were back in rulership.
That's
right. The Renaissance period. Renaissance meaning rebirth. This is when they started hiding all this information. It's not the Renaissance period, not the Dark Ages, but the Renaissance period. That is when they started to turn things around. So go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Again, right?
Right.
Wait. You see, that's why we read the Bible, because the Bible is a prophecy for our people, right? And everything you say in there, why they deceive us and all these things, is because of prophecy, right? Just talk about Jerusalem and this location is all these not in place, and we language, we close, we commandment, all these things. Now, give me Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4, and we're going to verify that. That's what we're saying. This Bible is our own. Everything that we're talking about and we are talking about is against our people, right? Give me Jeremiah 17 and 4, pertaining unto we as a people, right? Go ahead, bro.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knewest not.
Exactly.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Exactly. So you're seeing we as a people lost our identity and everything that has been taught, teaching us from then to now. So we have to wake up. You know what? Give me that in Romans, I think it's 13 and 11 or 11 and 13. This is what we need to do in this time and stop sheltering under the so-called white man.
Jerry.
So you see where you say, right?
Jerry.
Trevor?
Just no, sir.
You just explained that so clear. You know, it'll make it known, right? Brainwash, we are being taught, we are being developed a system that's set for us. Right? And
give me that in the book. Yes.
Hold on. Yeah, bro. Go
right.
Yeah, he was saying we have been hoodwinked and bamboozled and brainwashed.
Right. Now we have been fooled. Even
hoodwinked.
Even with our translation of the original scriptures that God has given to us. Even with that, they have put their hands inside. I tell you this. The Spirit of the Lord told me to unlearn the things of men and learn the things of God, which is now is like a start over and learning through experience and walk. Like how I meet all here today. This is an experience for me to help me along my journey, you know.
Right.
Don't feel I might be talking in a certain way, but I am telling you, I am receiving, and I receive, and I tell you, as the Spirit of the Lord lead within me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I might have it all perfect at once.
No.
But I want
we learning.
Right? So what we have to be very, very careful with. We understand the covenants of God. They use, and I'm telling you, this is what the Spirit of the Lord shared with me. He says that the Romans selected the book of the Israelites because they was the most subtle and law-abiding people. So the only way to play with their mind and think is because they have so many laws, right? And we just adjust to the laws that given. So they interfere with what we believe. They interfere with what we believe to control us and to have us where we are at this present time. Do you know that if you look at the people who wealthy and have the financial thing, the material thing, find out how much of them is Christian. And the few Christians that having plenty is only the pastors, because they are used as an instrument to disrupt the people, them direction and peace of mind. So they always judging themselves before they live. Most of the people who call themselves followers of God judge themselves before they live. And the service today, well, the conversation we had today is that we are predestined from the inception of time by God's nature and creation. So if that is so true, then we're supposed to live. Teach each other to understand the principles, because the world that we live in is a sinful world. But within the principles that we understand, live our life pleasingly and accomplish whatever God has for us on this earth.
Wake up, my brother, are the only chosen people, holy nation. Wake up, Israel people, got to wake up.
wake up and stay strong. Hey, wake up, Jacob. Hey, wake up, Jacob. Got to wake up, Jacob.
Chant for the youth man them, yeah. Bring out the scriptures them, yeah. Sing out the scriptures them, yeah. Fling out the scriptures them. Deuteronomy 28 are the girls, see them never read them verse in the church. Tell the pastor, heaven and a place on a bastard. Done me them. Remember them time when you used to go to church with a heavy double mind. But now me know the truth, so me telling you what them not telling you. Wake up, my brother. Are the only chosen people, holy nation. Wake up, Israel people, got to wake up. Wake up and stay strong.
Hey, wake up, Jacob. Hey, wake up, Jacob. Got to wake up, Jacob.
Them never know me coulda pull them script. Make your pastor sweat on top the pulpit. Them don't care about nothing about them tight basket. And my people suffer on the outside. I say, oh yeah. We did read about them in the book of Isaiah 56 about 10, taking notes one time with a pen. Tell your truth cause we just can't pretend. Make a black man repent with a real doctrine. Free doctrine, yeah, this not a church thing. No money spent, see we have a little message to record and send. See them laws what we keeping it is more than 10. Never descend from harm, we did descend from Shem. We not no African man, we are the Israelite men. Wake up my brother. Are the only chosen people, holy nation. Wake up, Israel people, got to wake up. Wake up and stay strong.
Hey, wake up, Jacob. Hey,
wake up, my brother. Are the only chosen people, holy nation. Wake up, Israel people, got to wake up. Wake up and stay strong.
Hey, wake up, Jacob. Hey, wake up, Jacob. Got to wake up, Jacob.
Wake up, my brother. Are the only chosen people, holy nation. Wake up, Israel people, got to wake up. Wake up and stay strong.
Hey, wake up, Jacob. Hey, wake up, Jacob. Got to wake up, Jacob.
Wake up, my brother. Are the only chosen people, holy nation.